Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a croc and very blingy nail art design. We've got some purple there, we've also got some nude, which are going to be mainly our colours. We do also have some white, which we're going to use later for our croc design. And we do also have a glossy top coat today, and we have some blooming gel. So the blooming gel is kind of a must. If you don't have a blooming gel, you can use some base coat. It won't work as well, but it will do better than just applying the gel itself on its own. So that's a little thing you have if you don't have the blooming gel. Alternatively, if you don't want to do the croc or the method I'm going to use, you can always do a sugared croc as well. That could look kind of cute too, to be honest. So rather than doing a blooming croc, you can just do the lines and sprinkle on some clear acrylic on top of the top coat and then have like a 3D embossed looking croc nail. All up to you. A lot of methods and choices around the croc part of the design. But when it comes to the nails themselves, we've got 4 nails that are nude and then 1 nail that's fully purple. Off camera, very quickly, I will go ahead and do the second layer, and then we can crack on with our nail art design. So today's showstopper is mainly the bling today, actually. I was dying for the longest time to do a blinged French tip, and I just decided to do it today. I didn't know if I wanted to do it on a press-on nail set or if I wanted to do it on my long stiletto designs that I do sometimes on the channel. But ultimately, in the end, I decided to do it on the French tips. And of course, I had to do a square. I've been so into squares recently. Those tips, I'm actually so impressed. I got them from Amazon, these. I kind of was on the hunt for some tips ASAP. I noticed I ran out of my usual square tips and I really needed some new ones, and I was just buzzing with a lot of ideas at the time. I just needed to get my hands on some squares ASAP. So I just hopped onto Amazon and I just thought to myself, I will just try out wherever they have and hope for the best. And I'm so impressed. Like, I'm really happy with these. I will try and leave a link in the description for these tips. I hope I really don't forget. I'm very forgetful, so whenever I do forget something, let me know in the comments and I will try to add it in if I read the comment. But when it comes to the purple gel polish, I am just doing some French tips. So I've got 2 nails that are having the French tip happening right now. So we've done on the thumb, and I think we also did it on the ring finger, I think. And then again, off camera, I will do another layer on the French tip because the purple's a little bit sheer here and there on this nail, and I wasn't too satisfied with that one coat coverage, so I wanted to do 1 more. Sometimes these gels you can get away with one, sometimes you can't. I think it's just completely down to the color that you get. This color appears in the bottle anyway, it's quite dark and stuff, so you think that maybe it's opaque, but it's all completely down to the color and the formula. Although they're all Madam Glam, sometimes one is a bit more sheer, one isn't. Their website actually quite nicely explains and shows which ones are sheer and not, so that's so helpful when you go shopping. When it comes to opacity and that, if you're quite particular with that, on their website they do it so nicely. They really show it well, and you can really decide and not be disappointed with what you get, which is nice. At this stage, I am using the blooming gel and I'm applying it only on the purple side. So here I'm trying my best to apply the blooming gel on the purple French tip without actually whipping out a nail art brush. So I'm trying my best. It doesn't have to be too perfect. The blooming gel is only going to spread the white lines that we're going to do in a moment. So ideally, if you don't have too much on the nude, because the more of the blooming gel that you have on the nude, the more space that you're providing the white gel to bloom into where you don't want it to be. So I wanted it strictly on the French tip side of things. So I've applied the blooming gel, now onto the white gel polish. So I'm going to grab a nail art brush. I've got my handy dandy all-time favorite one now, and I'm going to dip into some white. We'll start off with the full purple nail just because it's the easiest for me. I'm also not a massive croc, I'm not a massive lover, nor am I like someone who does them often. So my croc designs aren't very perfect, so don't judge me too much. But it's one of those where even though it's not too great, the blooming gel does its job, and in the end it doesn't even look that bad. So that's a nice one for beginners to try out too. And I'm also not being too particular with my my croc design either. I'm not being too fussy with it. I'm sure if I spent some more time, I was a bit more careful with where I'm placing my lines or how thick I'm placing them, I'd probably end up with a bit more of a nicer looking one. But in the end of the day, the crystals and everything else is supposed to be the showstopper of today's design. This is just like a little placeholder. So luckily, I don't think it actually draws too much attention to it. So that's good. I'm trying my best to do the lines as center as I can. But not every time did it work out well. But we're on to the thumb now. The longer that you leave the nails chilling, the more it's going to bloom. So do keep an eye out. I have many times in the past left something, forgot about it, and then when I came back, it literally bloomed so much that it became nothing. Like it just smudged and went everywhere. So the longer you leave it, the longer it's going to bloom. So up to you, of course, how long you leave it. I can't actually remember how long I left it. I kind of eyeball it until I start to see that I like what's kind of happening on nail. Then I place it into the lamp just to kind of secure the whole design in place. Now onto our crystals, which is the main part of the video, which is why we're only 5 minutes in and we're already on the crystals because we've got a lot to get done. On the thumb, I decided to keep it short and simple. So on the corner of the French tip, I've just placed some, like a little purple flower with 2 ABs. Then on this croc nail, we're going to have a bit more of like a crystal placement. So I've got a big AB, followed by, if I didn't drop it, a little teardroplet. Then I've got this rectangle down the center, and then lastly we're going to do a couple of circle ABs here and there. So one right at the bottom and then a couple in between the crystals. Then I'll pop that one into the lamp. So I'm doing everything before top coating. So if I ever do nails that I'm actually going to wear, it's very important to do the crystals before top coating because top coating actually helps the crystals stay on for longer. So these are all mainly nails I'm wearing for myself, or if I'm going to do them, let's say if I was to sell them on Etsy, these would all be initially my prototypes for me to try out and play about and kind of design. So no one's actually ever going to wear them, or if they are, it's going to be me, and if anything falls off, obviously I can only be mad at myself. So I'm not always too fussed with my videos, but I try to mention here and there that if you are going to do this for actual, you know, wearable purposes, whether it's on the client real nails or actually to sell them, obviously try your absolute hardest to help the crystals stay on for as long as possible. And by doing that, you to do that, you need to top coat after applying your crystals. So now onto the other croc nail French tip. We're going to place the flowers in the center with 2 ABs on either side. Now onto our blingy French tip. So this one took quite a lot of time, so be patient. Be patient and make sure make sure you have the patience to start with that day, because I know sometimes I tackle a design that maybe requires a bit too much patience that I don't actually have that day. Maybe I had a busy day or I'm exhausted and I just don't have that patience. But when you do have a patience, it's actually quite nice to just relax and just randomly place crystals down and just enjoy the process. So yeah, so basically first of all I placed 2 flowers down. I've got one larger and one smaller one, and then once I've got that down, as you saw, I already placed my rhinestone glue gel down and I've kind of outlined that French tip look. And then after that, it's all just playtime. Just apply the crystals where and as you please. You can pick the size of the crystals. So here right now, for example, I decided that AB was a bit too large for my liking on that nail specifically. So I kept to a certain size, but it will all completely be down to your vibe, what you're feeling. Same with the flowers. If you're not going to place flowers down, you don't actually have to. You can place a different charm actually. You can do anything, or just not place anything at all and just do a full-on crystal one if you wanted to. So it all depends on what kind of, how big your nail is, what you're going for, what kind of size you're going to use. I kept it pretty medium, not too large. Of course, that huge flower's there, but other than that, everything else is pretty, you know, simple, I suppose. Like that big crystal just stands out like a sore thumb, and it had to go. It just had to go. So I'm continuing it. Of course, this is the longest one. I'm going to repeat this exact nail on the pinky, but I don't include it just because it's literally identical. It's the exact same process as I'm doing here. Just the surface on the nail is smaller, so maybe I might end up picking slightly smaller crystals. But other than that, nothing else changes. I'm still using those 2 big flowers, or one big one, one small one. So everything stays the same, other than, of course, the surface that I've got to cover up now with my AB crystals. So everything stays. But yeah, I'm not going to include it because it's just the same thing. And yeah, no need really. So once I'm happy, of course, everything will go into the lamp. At some stage, I'm going to pop some cover beads in the centers, which I think possibly could be up next before we top coat, and then we'll top coat, and that'll be the final result, really. So the bling is the showstopper, especially when all of them are together. You'll really be able to tell what I mean by they are the main event of this set. Like, it's the main part that's gonna make people stop in their tracks, look at your nails and go, whoa, what's going on there? You know, that excitement factor. So at least that's what I was going for. You can let me know in the comments if it does, but for me, I know when I look at them, I just go, whoa, that crystal placement is wild. There's so much going on and everything. I use a AB crystal mix, but if you prefer, you can always get different sizes and pop it into little containers and, you know, kind of be a bit more stricter with the kind of sizes you're using when you're placing it down. So at this stage, we're onto the cover bead part. So I'm placing little cover beads only inside of the flowers, that's all. So nowhere else. If there are any gaps, you could have actually placed the cover beads in between the AB crystals if you've got any gaps in the French tip crystal placement, if that was like bothering you or anything. Or if you're not happy with how maybe there's some colors coming through and the French tip doesn't look too covered, you could just place some glittery colored gel polish underneath and then place the crystals on top, so that if there is any gaps, you can't really tell as much. But as you can see with mine, there are gaps here and there, but it's not very noticeable. I wasn't mad at it at all. I was quite satisfied with the final results of it, so I wasn't too fussed. But I know sometimes people like to be a bit more, you know, careful with things or particular with things that I might not be. So if that is something that might maybe bother you, then that's another tip to pop down just to cover yourself in case, you know, crystal does even fall off. Maybe you've got that sparkly gel polish in the background, so no one would even, you know, won't be eye-catching, basically, is what I'm trying to say. At this stage, we are top coating. I am using a Madame Glam top coat, so I'm very gently and carefully top coating each one. I didn't want to place any of the gel polish on the crystals, or I tried not to do that as much as I could. And then once I'm happy, I'll pop it into the lamp for a cure. This is one of the older ones. I think this is only a 30-second cure, possibly. Not too sure. It's one of the ones that you have to wipe. I've had it for a while, and I thought I might start using up now. Those are nails for me to wear anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But personally, I just love the ones that you don't have to wipe. The non-wipe ones, they're so much better. I just find that they gloss more. I don't know if it's just in my head or anything. You can let me know in the comments that whether or not you find the non-wipe top coats more glossier than the wipe ones. You can let me know. And then of course, once all the nails are done, I will file off the end bits to make it all crisp. I like to do that at the end of the set, just to crispen up the whole set, make it look, you know, fresh and ready to go. And then once that's done, the whole set is ready to basically apply, use, sell, whatever it is that you're going to do with it. So basically, here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'd love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.